All right, guys, it's about 4 in the morning and we have no heat. The code that is popping up is right now we got the normal flash. I also got to change that filter. It's due for changing. We got 3 flashes. Look on the board. It indicates a pressure switch problem. However, the inducer motor is humming when the furnace calls for heat. And I'll show you guys what it's doing in a second. And it's getting hot because of its humming. It's an electric motor. And I'm an electrician. I know all about electric motors. Very familiar with these furnaces or any furnace. I'm not an HVAC guy, but I've done a lot of work throughout the years. So, okay, guys. This is the indoor temperature. Just getting back from running my daughter to school. She had to be there at 6:20 this morning. Still 6:38 a.m. We're in 70 degrees in the house. We're gonna call for heat and see what happens. Let's go downstairs. Listen to this thing. Nothing. So if I can get down in there and spin it, sometimes I can get these things free. This happens with a lot of electric motors. You get in there and twist them, and they'll start to spin. They'll free up and they'll work for a while. So hopefully that'll be the case today when I remove it until the new part comes. But it's just humming. So take this off of here. So removing it is fairly easy. There's 3 bolts surrounding the perimeter. There's this black connector, this white one, a ground, hose clamp, the hose down there for condensation. So let me start removing it. Okay, let's go out here and see if we can save this motor till the new part comes in. Or if we do get it freed up, let's see how long it'll last before I install the new part. Guys, before we revive this electric motor, I need you guys to go to your local hardware store or Home Depot or Menards. The Ace Hardware store is down the street from my house where they sell this stuff. You need to get some electrical motor oil and get the zoom spout one, as you guys can see here, and the 3-in-1. We're going to use one or the other and revive this motor, this electrical motor. So take a trip to your local hardware store and pick up some of this stuff. This is actually cheaper at Ace Hardware than it is at Home Depot or Menards. I'm gonna mount the camera so you guys can see me remove this cover. Look at this. Oh, tough to come out. These are 1/4-inch bolts. I'm using this magnetic bit. And, oh, if I fit on here. I got something. And it is free. Look at that. We're gonna see. It's like it's rubbing up against the housing. But let's take this apart and see what's going on in here. So as you guys can see, this is the model. These small ports here, one on this side and one on that side, there are typically for oiling. And this rust. There's definitely friction in here. So we're gonna try to see if we can just clear up some of this friction. Let me show you guys what oils I'll be using. Of course, we can use any kind of silicone on that to seal it back once we scrape the old gasket off. So here are some different lubricants. I'll put, let me show you guys where I got them from and how much they cost. They're at Ace Hardware. I didn't see them at Menards or Home Depot when I was in there. They may sell them, but I was closer to Ace Hardware, and they had them for a very good price. So this one has the, you can actually extend it to get down in there. Just gonna put a couple drops. Like I said, these, I believe these are pre-oiled, although they have those ports. But we're just gonna try to put a couple drops in here to see if we can save this engine. It's getting better and better as I continuously spin it, so I can imagine if I put some lubricant. So let me prop this up and see how I can just put oil in these joints. I also try to snake some between there as well, so we don't have to worry about removing this fan. This is also 115 volt. I'm gonna test it outside. I'm a certified electrician, and I'll show you guys how you can test it if you wanted to, but I don't recommend it. But I'm gonna hook this up via an outlet. Guys, you see where I'm pointing that oil at right now, where I'm putting oil at? That's the main point you want to put oil at. That's where the problem occurs when condensation builds up on that shaft between that fan blade and that housing. It rusts out and it seizes up in that point. So you want to get as much oil as you can possibly on that shaft and keep rotating the fan. Okay, guys, it's almost, I mean, it's back, almost riding smooth. You don't hear anything anymore. It's much better. A significant improvement. And this is what I'm using due to that long spout. You guys seen all the oiling points. It's not gonna hurt the motor. It's great for the bearings, actually. So let's test it before we assemble it back. We gotta clean all this old caulking they use for this. We're just gonna use some regular sealant, some ATV sealant. Okay, we got the wire to this old plug that I had. Zoom in. Okay, we're wired to just an old plug that I had. You don't need a ground just to test this at all. You can just have a regular plug or just, I've went as far as before, extending the black and white wires and plugging into the outlet. The larger side is the neutral. The smaller outlet port is the hot, the black. But, you know, I've been doing this forever. So very good at what I do. But yeah, just general setup on how I'm gonna test it. Let me just put a little tape right here because this thing gonna have some kick and I don't want it to jerk all over the place and cause none. So I'll probably put a little tape on the hot side. Just a little piece of tape right there. So, okay, we got extension cord. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Wow, that sounds better than ever. Oh man. Oh man, it came right on. Oh, got a tiny bit of some, but that's gonna wear because that lubricant is incredible. But it came on, guys. No more humming. I oiled that thing up pretty good. So I wiped the residue out. Let me clean all of this out. We're back on, guys. This is gonna last for a while. I freed up so many electric motors that went on to last forever. So still ordering the part because the winter is just the beginning right now and we want to be prepared for a cold night. I can just replace it. But we're gonna see how long this lasts. I'll be updating you guys. Even if this video is out, I want to get it out anyway because it is the beginning of winter time. And if you guys are running into a problem like this, you may can save yourself a few $100s with buying this part. So let's clean out all this old gasket and I'll just get some RTV sealant and seal this back up perfectly. And we're going to reinstall it. The promise with this induced motor was the shaft between the fan. I don't know if you guys can see down in there, but it was rusted out pretty badly between, hold on, let me clear this up. So between the fan and the housing, it was rusted out. That shaft was rusted out really badly. It kind of caked up. Let me try to pop this up so you guys can see. It was kind of caked up inside of there. So that was the problem with this one. It was, you can still see kind of it rusted, but it was caked up in there really bad, causing it to seem as if the fan was rubbed up against the house and there was a lot of rust caked up in there. So we actually got that stuff out of there with that lubricant. It's only gonna get better. The motor appears to be fine. Everything else works great. And we're gonna get the house back warm because it's getting cold. Let's get this going and get the house warm. Luckily our house has great installation. But I wanna note something. I wanna know something that's important. I didn't alter these plugs to use this to test it. I didn't alter these plugs whatsoever. And I don't recommend you alter it neither. But you can also install it and test it. Or go down to your furnace and plug it in. And once it comes on, just unplug it real quick. You know you got something going. But I didn't alter these plugs. That's important. Don't alter the plugs. Don't split into them or don't cut into them. Don't alter them. So I just left O'Reilly's, picked up the cheapest gasket maker I can find. Make sure you get the non-hardening gasket maker, and this is pliable, so this is great for this application. Let me get this cleaned all up. We're gonna apply some of this, fasten it down with the screws, and then reinstall it. So guys, this is how I'm removing it with this small flat blade screwdriver. It's just going through this channel and removing it. So easy. So just want to show you. Cleaned up good. It don't have to be perfect or pretty. As long as that channel is cleared, it's cleared all the way around. It doesn't look like it. Got some that ran it, but we're pretty clear. This is like the perfect size flat blade screwdriver to get in there. I may make this one look a little bit better. There's still a little bit left. I'll get that out. But most importantly, I want this to be free so it can seat down inside of that channel. So let's get ready to start making us a gasket. You want to make the hole just big enough to fit in this channel. All right, guys, we're done. We're gonna install it in a second. You can wipe the excess off if you want. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna harm anything. Look how smooth it's turning. Guys, so another step I didn't do, you can do it, but it's not gonna make any difference. They recommend you let the glue air dry for a couple minutes until it becomes kind of tacky, and then mate the surface, mate the parts together. In this case, we're fine. I want to eliminate all the drafts. I don't want no drafts possibly seeping through this. I don't want any leaks, so this is fine. But they do recommend you let the glue set up for a couple minutes before you mate whatever part you're mating together. To reinstall it, guys, it's the same way you removed it. My camera has 7%, so if it goes dead, I won't start it up until I get the camera charged up. I want you guys to see everything at once. So let's try to install it quickly. Okay, shut off for me. I just charged it back up for a hot second, so let's finish up. All right. Okay, let's put some tape here. Power back up, and let's see what we get. Let's get some tape. Try to power this unit back up. Let's see what we get, guys. Okay, we got a normal blinking light for normal. Let's go call for heat right now. Okay, it's gonna set on its own. Let's go. Okay. Man, it's running quieter than it's running smoother than it was before. Look how smooth that's running, guys. We got heat. Man, that motor is running super smooth. The big fan should kick on in a second. Boy, this thing is running super smooth, guys. It's running super quiet and smooth, guys. So I'll put this back on. This is the furnace we have. This I didn't show. It's an older furnace, but still working fine. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, guys. So I'll install everything, guys. We got heat. Everything's working beautiful. Yeah, we saved the motor. This motor is going to last for a while. I'm going to order a new part just to have it on standby. If I haven't posted an update online in months from now, that means it's still going. So if you don't see an update from this, that means it's still going. I'll add it to the end of this video as well. If I do an update on it, I'll add it to the end of this video. I'll add an end tag so you guys can see there's an update. But if you don't see an end tag there, there's not an update. And this thing is running amazing. Look how that motor, look how smooth it is. It's turning super fast and you guys can see it. Man, that shaft is rotating perfectly. But save some money. The lubricant was $5. The gasket maker was $5.99. Hey, beats spending $300 some and a little labor. Just a tiny bit of labor to remove these induction motors.